with the price adjustments all coming on the 6th of May. So right, we're at 8 o'clock now. Good to see you all. Welcome to this week's Wednesday Waffle. As if you haven't seen this before, this is just an opportunity for me to talk to everyone, tell you what I've been doing in the business this week and answering any questions that come along throughout the way. So I suppose if the start of the week would be sort of last Wednesday, we spoke last week, and then basically ever since then I took a bit of a gamble. Hello, Taylor Shop. So that guy there has just joined. He's making the flat caps. You might have seen them on the story, the matching tweed ones, which are going to have the Suffolk lamb's wool and the boiled wool gilets are going to have matching collars to the flat caps that you can pre-order now. So probably I took one of the biggest, what felt like a gamble, and that's purely because in my previous business, I learnt a lot of lessons from that and put a lot of money into it, and it inevitably didn't really come to much, purely because of the type of business that I was doing. Sort of went into it a bit naively, thinking I could produce something that'd be the main customer would be the MOD. Clearly the little man just cannot do something like that. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, I was very apprehensive to take this risk, but I took it, and literally an hour and a half later, a 5-star event rider in eventing, so that's the free phase equestrian competition, it's an Olympic sport, got hold of me and offered to wear some of my kit at Badminton 5-star for the trot up, which will give the brand so much exposure. I cannot wait for it. So Mark down in Royal Wootton Bassett, I went and visited on Sunday, which I'll talk about more. He's getting me the flat caps, or just 2 of each in the size for this rider, getting them ready for me. They're ready, they're getting posted to me tomorrow morning, and then the gilets for him should be with me at the back end of next week, so I can get them to him well in time for the trot up. So that'll be great. And then just today I got the invoice for the next order of gilets. They should be basic. I've got these being done by one person. The Harris tweed is already with him. We've managed to get probably about 10% of the fabric, and then I've had to order the rest, and that's about a 2 to 3 week lead time. But the factory that we use up in Birmingham, they are so rapid. So if you pre-order at payday, you could expect to get them sort of middle of May. So that's the gilets, and you know, quite a lot of long nights worrying, really. Have I made the right decision here? Should I have gone a bit slower, or will the gamble pay off? And there's been a lot of, you know, conversations going on between myself and people online. A gentleman who's in the Royal Marines reached out to me, again through social media, and suggested to me a polo competition, which I'm going to try and get to. I am going to be going there, which will again it's that brilliant exposure. Sorry, a message just flicked up then and it took my attention away a second. So that was the gilets. Saturday I went to a friend's wedding, and we sort of came back early and then went out into town, into Windsor, with me and my fiance. Certainly the last couple of months, my brain has just been going at 1,001 miles an hour. So it was nice to just put my phones in her bag for the night, and kind of ignore them a bit. And then Sunday morning I woke up and went to Rawwood and Bassett and met Mark at the tailor shop, who's you may have seen some of the videos about that, our little trip. And yeah, went there, saw his tailor shop, and basically spent probably 85% of the time just talking about what he does and, you know, what he finds working in his industry. So it's quite interesting. And that's, you know, I'm a really social person. So going to these factories, although everything that I'm doing, it could be done on a phone call, on an email, I much prefer to go and meet the people, see the people that are making the products that I'm putting out there. Not only because I think it gets them more bought into the brand idea, but equally I can see, I can see where it's all being made. So I can talk about my products with absolute certainty of the quality that you're getting when you decide to trust in this brand. So yes, that was really nice. I actually left him with a smock that he said, I could put it up in my shop if you want, to showcase. So that was really nice. And you know, he isn't, you know, at the moment, unless he starts selling bloody hundreds of them, then I'd need to, you know, adequately compensate him for that. But you know, he did that as an offer, wanting nothing for it. So that was really nice. Yeah, and then straight after that, we went back home, let the cat out for a bit, and then went into London to meet my accountant, a guy called Tem, and my now business partner, a lad called Jay. So Jay, right at the beginning, when I was struggling setting up my website in Cyprus, just kind of lent a hand, saw me messing about with stuff, not really being able to work out how to do it, and just offered to help for nothing. And then went away the next day, come back, I was doing something else, and he's like, I was looking up the website and how to do stuff and looking at videos on YouTube last night. Let's try this, blah, 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 blah. And so then I decided, you know, I offered to pay him some money to do a bit of work for me. And then when we came back, I just sort of said to him, look, do you want to be involved with this? It may come to nothing. It may go really big. And if it does go big, you know, it'd be great to bring you along for the ride. So he is now an official partner of JLEQ Limited, which is the founding company, which obviously we are. I should say we are Lockwood Smocks, and you know, that was quite a nice little addition to the story of Lockwood, really. Having someone else there, you know, firmly on my team. My fiance is there with me every single day, but having someone external, you know, I've had to have a couple of chats with him and just say, look, I need honesty. I don't want someone who's just going to be a yes man. I need someone who's going to challenge me, and be able to bring a different set of eyes onto what we're doing. So it's, you know, the size of the company since the last Wednesday Waffle, we have now doubled in size. So yeah, so that's great. Excuse me. Monday, I got together with a gentleman called Skip. You can, he sometimes tunes in on this, and he's doing all the embroidery. Basically spoke about this little embroidered patch, because they have been getting supplied with little pin badges, but I just thought a nice little embroidered patch on there would look really smart. So this is ever so slightly larger. This is 32 millimeters, and the ones that are going to be on the polos are 28 millimeters. So yeah, ever so slightly larger, but then you'll have the little Lockwood logo on all of the products. Tuesday, I got an email from the trademarking office, the United Kingdom Intellectual Property Office, to basically say, well, not basically say, they sent me my certificate of the 3 logos that are all now cheers, thank you. That is a registered trademark now, so we're a trademarked company. So that was quite nice. It actually landed in my spam folder and I came across it by accident. I was like, oh, bloody heck. I was thinking, it was only last week. I was wondering when I was going to hear back from them. So it's good now that we're a trademarked brand. We can't be copied. So, yeah, that just gives it that bit more of an official status. So that was great. And then... So yesterday, what happened yesterday? I suppose this morning we got the final prices for these polo tops. Got the final confirmation of the size of the logo that's going to be on these polo tops. We're just waiting for the labels for the back of the neck on the inside, the Lockwood label, to arrive. And then that is all confirmed. Again, the polos, they are on pre-order now. And there will be 200 of them available for this first batch, with the next batch being in about... So the last that's sort of my point of contact with a factory in East London, she said she'll be able to do me them at this price with bulk orders sort of 3 times a year. So... Once this batch of 200 are gone, there won't be any more for about 4 months, unless I can find something in the interim. But I kind of like having quite a few different factories, and also it just spreads the joy of so it's not just one place getting all the business, but equally from a phone call that I had on the drive home, the factory that makes these, they told me that they can handle packaging. So a friend at work on the cavalry side often says about the closest crocodile, and so it's the closest crocodile coming up the river is the one that you need to deal with next. But a crocodile that I've seen been approaching pretty fast is one of logistics. How can I manage orders efficiently enough that I can keep to the fact of when an order comes in, I usually have it packaged within a few minutes, and it's at the post office the next day, being shipped next day with DHL. But equally, when the orders get so much, I've been really racking my brains of how am I going to deal with this. And the factory that does these, he said that they can provide a service where I send them all the packaging and they can package it all up. So I just receive, hopefully, in the not too distant future, as much as a pallet of boxes, all nicely packaged up, all marked up, and then I can just literally go along to my storage unit. The storage unit, of course, being the spare bedroom, and just get it out much more efficiently, a lot easier to handle. So that's, another something that's just been niggling back here and just slowly getting closer and closer to the front. That was quite a nice relief. And again, when we're thinking about bigger numbers, they have said that they will be able to produce the flat caps for me if I can produce the patents for them. So really exciting stuff, actually. Each week I think, right, what am I going to be able to talk about next week on my Wednesday Waffle? And then each day something else happens, more stuff comes up. Very, very great, exciting stuff. So now I suppose I'm just going to go back through any comments that we might have had, because that is the Wednesday Waffle wrapped up quite swiftly this week.